Has this ever happened that you really work hard on a drawing to complete it? You quickly finish the outline, then you spend hours and hours on shading and detailing. You try to match every little texture. You use different tools, you put in a lot of time, and while you are working on it, you feel like, yeah, it's going to turn out really good. But then, when you finally finish the drawing and look at it as a whole, it just doesn't look good as you expected. Something feels missing, and most of the time you start thinking maybe my shading was wrong or maybe I didn't add enough details. But what if I told you that the problem isn't actually your shading or your detailing? It is your timing. Because you started shading and detailing before completing some of the most important steps that come before them. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you want to learn a completely new language. You join a coaching class, but instead of enrolling in the beginner class, you directly join the advanced class. Now you walk in the classroom and everyone is speaking about things you don't understand. You have no idea what's going on, and eventually you might start thinking, maybe I'm just not capable of learning this language. Maybe this language is too difficult for me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. But the problem isn't you and the language, it is the order in which you are learning. You skipped all the classes that were supposed to build your foundation. First, you learn the basic, the simple letters and sound of the language. Then, you move to the intermediate level where you start forming simple words and sentences. And only after that do you reach the advanced level where you learn things like proper communication. Drawing works in exactly the same way. Before you start shading, rendering, and obsessing over details, you need to understand the image in its simplest form. And when you skip that process and jump straight into details, you are basically trying to put a cherry on a cake when you haven't even built the cake yet. So today we are going to talk about the steps that your entire drawing is built upon. Grab your pencil and paper because in today's video I'm also going to give you a complete demonstration and we will understand each concept along the way as I draw. And I'm saying this because I always tell you one thing, in drawing just listening isn't enough. You have to actually apply what you learn. If you have read every book about swimming and learn every single rule there is to know, but you won't learn swimming until you actually get into the water. So without wasting any more time, let's get started the video. Now let's understand what you have to do before start detailing your artwork. First you have to make a strong base or structure, because if the base is weak, it could not be capable to carry the weight of detailing. And I'm not just talking about portraits only. It applies on every subject: trees, landscape, gesture, animals, birds, still life, live sketching, tattoo art, mandala art, etc. Because this is not a technique. I'm telling you, like, if you want to create good artwork, should draw like this. No, this is the fundamental, and you have to do this. You must have to do this because if you are skipping this, your drawing will never look strong. As I told you already, first you have to simplify your subject into simple straight lines. As you can see, I am making the outermost line of the portrait, from which I will get an idea that how much space will my subject occupy. And this is so important to use straight lines in the beginning because it becomes easy to judge proportion in straight lines. Proportion, angles, and values are the most important fundamental in drawing. In this video, we will not talk about values because in this demo, I'm just focusing on making a strong structure before adding values or details. Proportion means comparing line with each other, which line is smaller and which line is bigger. And angles mean the angle two connected lines are making with each other. Before we move forward, I just want to mention that English is not my native language, so if I make any mistake while speaking or explaining something, please don't focus too much on them. I hope you will focus on what you can learn from this video, the content, and the art rather than my English. So yeah, now I'm gonna tell you a very important line, and if these lines settles in your mind, no one can stop you to improve your drawing. So the line is, to create something, you have to forget about that thing. Let's understand this concept with a example. If I say a beginner to draw eye, the every single knowledge he or she has about eye drawing starts coming in their mind, like eye has pupils, iris, eyelashes, eyebrows, every single nerves of the eyes. That's what distracting him or her. What if the word ice itself didn't exist? Now you didn't have any existent knowledge about I, and you can focus on only basic shapes, lines and values. If I have to draw this moustache, I will not focus on every single hair. I will see the whole moustache as a big form, and then I simplify it into simple straight lines. That's how things work. First, you have to convert your whole image into simple straight lines, and then you have to convert the inner smaller structure into straight lines. Outlines doesn't simply mean drawing the outermost line of the important parts. In outline, we draw all the lines that will help us understand the image better later on and give our structure a more 3D look. For example, we draw the line where the shadow starts forming, the line of the side plane of the face, and when your whole structure convert into straight lines, now the time comes to start adding curves into your structure. Now you have convert those straight line into curves. You don't have to focus on what you are drawing. When I was drawing this structure, I didn't think for a moment that I am drawing portrait. This is also a mistake most of the beginner makes. If I ask a beginner to draw this portrait, the first thought comes in their mind like, oh, the beard has white hairs, eyes has reflection, there are wrinkles on the skin, there are wrinkles on the clothes, and that's how he or she will never achieve this portrait because you start thinking about those things that comes at last. When I was drawing this structure, I didn't think for a moment that I am drawing portrait. I was just looking at this reference as a complex shape. Just check proportion, angles, and ignore the other distraction. That's how you can build a strong structure. Just forget about everything, every method you know, every material, tools, techniques. Now think like that it is a complex shape. I have to simplify it with correct proportion and angles. And until my structure won't complete, I will not see any details like texture, highlights, and so on. Once I will satisfy with the outline, then I will move forward, not before. Because if you don't complete this step perfectly, it doesn't matter how much time you spend on the drawing, how much details you add, the result will never satisfy you. And if you're saying that I just focus on shading and detailing, my artwork looks good. So sorry to say that, but you are living in a bubble and taking feedback from those who don't know the letter D of word drawing. Now our structure has completed, and after that we can move towards values. And you can see I just do not draw the outermost lines of the structure. I draw every lines which helps to give volume to my drawing. I hope that now you have an idea that's why your drawing look off even after shading and detailing. So first work on the structure, spend most of your time on building a strong structure. So without a strong base, our building can't last long. So that's all for this video, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. And for this type of content, subscribe my channel.